Good morning, my dear fangs. Happy Tuesday. I hope everyone had a great weekend and the week is off to a fabulous start. To the new viewers, welcome to the cavern. If you'd like to become a fang, click the subscribe button. You won't regret it. To the new subscribers, thank you so much for the support. It means so much to me. So this video isn't going to just focus on the Predator franchise, but also the Alien vs. Predator films, because both franchises do come together, which was so awesome. In 1984, brothers John and Jim Thomas borrowed elements from Richard Connell's The Most Dangerous Game, which I have not read or seen. If it's a movie or a book, I do apologize because I don't know either which one it is. But anyways, along with Alien and Star Trek, which I am familiar with. The alien, however, had a completely different appearance than the one we're familiar with. It was a lanky dog-faced creature that was similar to the typical B-movie lore of that time. John McTiernan didn't like the design, and Arnold Schwarzenegger recommended Stan Winston, who he had worked with on The Terminator. And we got what we have today. The armor, the wrist blades, the dreadlocks, the masks, glowing green luminescent blood, and a mouth that rivals the xenomorphs. Although James Cameron may have inspired the look. Cameron mentioned to Winston that he had always wanted to see a monster with mandibles. Winston added the appendages to the final drawing of the updated Predator. The suit weighed upwards of 200 pounds, and originally Jean-Claude Van Damme was the man in the Predator suit, but he complained about how uncomfortable the suit was, so he was replaced. And Dark Horse brainstormed the idea of having H.R. Giger's Aliens with the Predator in an all-out war before 20th Century Fox did. Chris Warner and Randy Stradley played around with the concept in Dark Horse Presents before releasing the first AVP issue in 1990. Around the same time, the Predator movie sequel was in the works. And if any of you remember, in the Predator ship, Danny Glover's character finds a xenomorph skull. Thus spawned the beginning of the AVP movie, although the development of the movie took over a decade to complete. And that skull is what had me super hyped when I was a kid. The only thing I loved about the second Predator movie was seeing that. However, while the film was being created, Dark Horse continued its AVP universe with varying storylines and crossovers. The Predator and the Xenomorphs faced off against the Terminator, Witchblade, Judge Dredd, and other superheroes, which I think is so cool. I didn't know that. The original storyline of AVP was about a female human that impressed the Predators enough for them to consider her a partner in hunting with them. Her story actually continued with Alien vs. Predator War, Aliens vs. Predator 3 World War, and various novels, which I'm really anxious to read, by the way. There have been video games created as well, which can be almost as expansive as the comics and novels. In 1987, Predator was released for the NES, and several Predator games were released for the Super Nintendo, PC, Atari, and arcades that tied in the first two films, which then spawned Alien vs. Predator games. However, in 1999, things took a monumental turn with the PC game Aliens vs. Predator, which spawned a sequel and expansion packs. And no, I have not played it. I admit. I did play Alien vs. Predator, one of them for the, I think, PlayStation. I bought it from GameStop and I brought it right back because it was terrible. I don't know about for the PC though. I may look into it. Because it looks really cool, so I may. It's actually been hailed as one of the most dynamic and suspenseful titles of the entire first-person shooter genre. In 2005, Predator Concrete Jungle, along with mobile and online games, were released. The Predator was also featured in Mortal Kombat X, 10, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, and Call of Duty Ghosts, which I think is really cool. I haven't played any of the Predator games, I'll admit. I have played Aliens Colonial Marines, and I was somewhat disappointed in the gameplay. I was hoping for more aliens and less human-to-human combat. I still need to beat Alien Isolation. I've been stuck on one part and can't seem to figure out how to get through it. It's the part where you go up the stairs and there's those people. The girl runs off to her friends or whatever, and you have to go in, grab what you need, and get the hell out before they come back. I can't get out of there fast enough. Get what I need and then get out. So I die many, many times. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it. I'll figure it out eventually. As for the movies, I'm a huge fan of the very first Predator movie, as you heard Friday evening if you watch my top 10 Alien movies. I have fond memories of it. My dad thought I would like it, and we watched it together when I was 8. I think it was my first rated R movie. He had me look away when the bodies were hanging. He wasn't sure if it was something I could handle seeing at that age. I instantly fell in love with the characters and the story. It was something I had never seen before. The Alien movies came a little later on. I think I was like 9, maybe 10 when I saw those. I have seen the second Predator movie, like I mentioned earlier, but it's not one of my favorites. I was very disappointed in it. However, I loved the nod to the xenomorphs on the Predator ship. It was one of the first things I noticed, and I hope they make an. I was hoping that they would make an AVP movie, and I was so excited when they did. I'm one of the few who actually likes the movie. I loved the story. The history of bringing these two epic creatures together was amazing. And I love the characters in AVP. I fell in love with everyone. However, when Prometheus came out, it put a huge damper on the lore behind AVP. The xenomorphs were created by the Predators for the ultimate hunt every 100 years. The AVP movie gave insight into the culture and purpose of the Predators. So I was really upset when Prometheus threw it all out. They also acted like we had never seen xenomorphs before. When they found evidence in the temples, and it's in the comics too. It's canon. So it was really weird that they just got rid of it all. I also found it interesting to see what would happen if a predator was infected by a facehugger. I thought it was well done, and both AVP films showed what would happen if the predators failed. It was great to see that. Predators, I thought was epic. It's one of my favorite movies, having these people transported to this alien planet where they have to survive while also being hunted. I haven't seen The Predator. It didn't seem like it would hold up to its predecessors. I'm looking forward to Prey, though. It seems like the creators took inspiration from the comics and novels for that, so I'm really looking forward to it. What are your thoughts on the movies and video games? Do you have a favorite expectation for the future of Predator? What are your thoughts on AVP and the Alien prequel films? I will say I do like the Alien prequel films. I think it's interesting and a different take on the storyline, although I kind of wish they stuck with the AVP information we were given and worked with it instead of creating an alien species that created both xenomorphs and humans. It didn't really make sense to me. I'm hoping they'll bring back the AVP franchise. I'm anxious to see where the Alien movies go, as well in terms of continuing the prequel or making something completely different. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end. Later this week, I'll be discussing Roswell and Area 51. If you don't want to miss those, click the bell icon to never miss a video. And if you can't wait for that, check out my other videos on the screen. Thanks again, and take care until next time. Bye, everyone.